Jean Carroll has been giving evidence in her second civil defamation trial against Donald Trump in New York. The writer has testified that Donald Trump shattered her reputation after she accused him of sexually assaulting her in the 1990s. Seated inside the federal courtroom in Manhattan, the former president was heard loudly criticising her testimony. The judge warned he could be kicked out. Mr. Trump has denied her accusation. Let's go live now to our correspondent in New York, Neda Tawfiq. Hi, Neda, good to see you. Take us through what's happened in court there today and remind us of what's at stake in this trial.
Yeah, well, I think it's important for the audience to remember that Donald Trump was already found liable for sexually assaulting and defaming Jean Carroll in a separate civil lawsuit in May. And so this one is really looking just at damages for a separate incident of defamation. So what we had today was Jean Carroll testifying, giving evidence for most of the morning, describing how when Donald Trump in 2019 as president called her a liar and said that she wasn't his type, that it made her feel too ugly to assault, that it made her lose a sense of security because she was met with a deluge of attacks that continue to this day from his supporters. And her lawyers at one point put up on the screen the death threats she has received, one of them saying that she should put a gun in her mouth and pull the trigger, another email in which it said a friend wanted to kill her and that person couldn't stop them. That was an email just from this past May. And she talked about also the harm on this on her occupation as a journalist, saying that nobody wanted to write to an advice columnist who was seen as a disgrace by the president. Now, throughout all of this, Donald Trump was just a few rows back. It was the first time in decades that they have been in the same room together. And he was actually reprimanded by the judge for gesturing, making loud remarks about Ms. Carroll that the jury could hear. And the judge even warned him that he would have to kick him out if he continued, saying, "You would like that, wouldn't you?" And Mr. Trump said, "I would love that." And what we have really seen in these past court cases is just how much Donald Trump hasn't shied away from pushing the judge, attacking the judge on social media, pushing those in the court to try to really rally his base. For him, this is very much another campaign stop.
Yeah, Neda, he is going to be allowed to testify, isn't he? When will that happen? And also, what has the judge said about that?
That's right. Donald Trump has at least until Monday to decide if he will testify in this case. He is attending Melania Trump's mother's funeral tomorrow, and so the judge gave him a bit of cushion. But he did say that he would not be able to dispute the facts of this case because, as I've mentioned, he's already been found to have defamed Jean Carroll, and so the judge says any testimony has to speak to the damages itself. We'll see if Donald Trump abides by that if he does testify. We saw, just last week in a separate civil trial, he didn't stick by the rules of the judge and kind of went off on a monologue. But certainly we are also expecting to hear from him at a press conference this afternoon. So we'll see what he has to say.
OK, Ned, I know you'll update us when that happens. For now, though, thank you.